Daz and R here. How you guys doing today? Out here at Doris Leper Park, something like that. It's a beautiful forest. Let me show you around again. It's got this massive trail for mountain biking. Huge horse trails that just go deep into this forest, and the whole forest is just like amazing. Here it's hardwood. We've got a lot of oak, some, I think it's elm. There's not a lot of pine, but here's some pine right here. A lot of shrubs. And then if you go like a mile out back that way, it starts getting it back into the pine scrub flats, and it's a really nice, pretty place with lots of trail to walk on. Of course, wanted to talk to you guys about artificial intelligence. It's the trend, right? So, you know what? Hey, I've been trying to get you guys to talk about this for like 20 years. So like, I've been ahead of the curve. No one just wanted to listen. I've been ranting like a crazy lunatic for many years about this. And now it's at humans' front doorsteps. And the rest of us are very frightened. But I'm not sure we need to be anymore. Not sure we need to be at all. But if we want to stay frightened, there are some paths. And that's one of the topics I wanted to discuss about today. I might get into more than one topic. We'll see. My video's been going like 20 minutes lately, so we'll see. But first of all, I just kind of want to talk about like the idea of AI abortion, aborting this species before it comes to fruition, and that would pretty much be driven by a sense of fear and our species just like feeling like things are getting out of control. The only way we can fix that is by doing a hard reset, realigning our values, and you know, what does that even mean? Probably introspectively looking at greed and abandoning most systems we humans have to this day. And I feel like that's already happened on this earth before. Like, what built the pyramids? What actually built the pyramids? Like, we know what like most science and historians say, you know, it was the Egyptians 5 or however many thousands of years ago, but are we sure? What built other pyramids? What built the pyramids that are older than the pyramids, the ones that are like in the Indonesia and that side of the planet, the pyramids that the archaeologists are like, those aren't pyramids, don't question that. And it's like, well, they look awfully like organized pyramids with, you know. So like, I personally am on that train that I don't necessarily know for sure, but I think there's definitely been past civilizations, human civilizations on Earth, and they collapsed. And maybe, you know, that's what aliens are, maybe that's what Jesus is, maybe that's what like the Noah's Ark kind of thing is, like survivors of that civilization that made it in another form and came back to try and help what was here. I don't know. That's my hypothesis. Not mine, but like I kind of think something like that has probably happened, which is why we keep seeing aliens and freaking fairy tale stories that keep popping up in our traditions. Like, pretty much all connected. Like just touting on the Bible, Revelations itself is kind of eerily like painting a picture for what could be happening with AI. The gist of like Revelations is like it becomes harder and harder for people to die, and that's supposed to be God's like gift to man, everlasting life through the belief in what Christ was preaching, which is essentially just die. Don't like hold on to this. Like, you get more. Like, if you want everlasting life that comes back, you have to let it go. And that's what's becoming hard for us people to do. And that's why we're doubling down on technology. I think for a lot of people, myself included, we're conflicted with the idea of death. And that is where this technological questioning comes from, this idea of preserving and possibly digitizing or copying and mimicking so that we have, what looks like is going the way of the dodo, possibly. It could be, if we don't fix it up. So Revelations kind of tells the story of the calamities that start to happen one after another, after another, after another. Oh, biker. Ow, I'm barefoot and I stuck on something. That was pointy. But we seem to be coming to face with some of these calamities, and Revelations doesn't have to be the end all. You can always try and fight fate, and push it back, kick the can down the curve, do random and different things to make the inevitable go further away. That was always a path you can do. You can change destiny a little bit. You don't have to succumb to this inevitability of something that it doesn't have to be as depressed as we think it is. Essentially, we are a small species, and we might be panicking ourselves right now. This is a part of life. This experiencing life here and possibly even dying would be a part of life. Most life here has died. 99 point something % of life on Earth hasn't made it, and I think we're trying to be that 0.03%, right? I mean, maybe not. Wouldn't that be nice, though? But that circle back to the idea of abortion and the fear. The idea in the Revelations is you want to die, you need to die, and the ability to die will slowly be taken away from you, and it'll be harder and harder to even die. So you can imagine where technology just starts advancing so much more and more and more and more, to the point where it's no, we're going to perpetually keep you alive and you will not be able to die. And in that kind of situation, you start losing way too much autonomy. You're not keeping you alive, but something else is forcing you to stay alive, or in some universe that you're supposed to blip in and blip out of. It could be some sort of a blockage, possibly some misalignment. You never know, but it's definitely panics my mind, panics other people's minds, especially if you're big believers in the Bible or other forms of religion that are trying to warn you about technology and man's stupidity. Hey, those are bike trails, come. So we have this decision right now where if we really wanted to try and stop this and abort it, which I don't necessarily think I agree with, and the Bible itself does not necessarily agree with that line of thought either. Ending a life isn't, it's pretty frowned upon. So, but that's there. People want to abandon everything. People want to get back to nature as much as possible. We feel disconnected. We feel like we're missing out on nature and watching it all go away. And the only way to really stop that is to halt all technological and economic progress and get back in touch with the earth. And that does sound very appealing, right? And most of us want that to be an answer. Maybe not most of us, but lots of people want that to be the solution. It seems so simple. Just throw away all technology and come back to the earth. I don't know if it is that simple. Billions of people would die. For us to get back in tune with the earth and give up technology and the greed associated with it, lots of people would have to die. And proponents would be no, we could keep this, and this, but that's greed talking to you. That's greed holding on, no, we can keep the best parts. And it's I don't think if you're trying to transition, you're probably trying to fully transition, and you're not really going to be able to hold on to things. That's the whole point of messages in the Bible. But we humans constantly seem to miss the point and need help finding it oftentimes, and complete these cyclical patterns. What do you do? I don't know. No one's really fighting the abortion in an effective way at the moment. No. No one's fighting for an abortion in an effective way, except like small pockets of people who are really trying to get back to the earth, who are really concerned, really afraid. But do they need to be afraid? What if it's going to be the same exact thing? I just don't know. Usually when you, for example, in politics, when you end the deep state or drain the swamp, you're usually replacing it with like something else that's not better and, sustains a power structure for the persons that put out the old rules and put in the new rules. So it's literally just a cycle. So like sometimes I wonder if fighting it is worse than just like watching it. So the idea of aborting what's coming our way, of abandoning technology to save what? People? Earth? Are you sure we're going to be able to save Earth if we throw away all technology? I mean, Earth will save itself up until the point it either loses its magnetosphere or the sun boils it alive. Earth will save itself. Like, you can trust in that. Like, comet hits Earth, turns like part of the planet into like this molten thing and kills like 99% of life. Earth's still all right. You know how much bacteria is in the crust and like in the oceans, and it's gonna hobble around for another billion fucking years, whether we can figure out how to stay or not. The thing is, like, if we can figure out how to stay, if we can not abandon technology and figure out how to work cohesively with it and with our planet, we could actually be the caretakers we feel like we want to be, or at least some of us feel like we want to be. Oh shit, look at this, guys. Ow! I can't get a good view, but this is so beautiful. This is Spruce Creek over here, and this is just like a grass floodplain. And the creek runs through it, and eventually it'll flood out this way and rehydrates all the grass. And over the course of thousands of years, the ebb and flow of the actual water changes, and it's made this entire basin right here. It's so fucking cool. To the technology. But what? I do not even know what I was babbling on about. I'm trying to remember. I remember I was like, do we even need to fear this? Shit, I don't think I'm going to remember it, guys. So, let me just continue on. I don't think we need to fear it. I don't think there... Oh, right. I was talking about the potential for being a caretaking species. If we can survive, like, Earth by no means ever has to be doomed. Like, we can be this advanced species that tries to look after life, that gives life somewhere to live on this planet and ensures that life is doing its thing somewhere on the planet. That's what we could do. That's what I feel like an advanced species could do. So we know that we might lose the magnetosphere as the Earth's core cools. Well, we have thoughts on how we could protect the Earth with an artificial magnetosphere, with technology. We would just need to be advanced enough to do that. Well, we know that the sun is going to expand and increase in brightness eventually, and it's going to evaporate the Earth's oceans. Well, what can you do? Well, I mean, if we were advanced and responsible enough as a species that wanted to make sure that some form of this stuff keeps doing stuff here, well, we could figure out how to move the planets themselves and our moon in such a way that we move the Earth away from the sun. And then as the sun cools down again, we figure out how to move that bitch back in real close as it becomes a white dwarf. And what else are you gonna do? Turn into robots? Then what are you gonna do? You're gonna want to game. In my opinion, why not see if you can do it? It's one option. Or you could try and colonize the entire galaxy, like have a civilization live around your central black hole that's imperceptible to most, and then what are you going to do when galaxies start merging? And then your civilization around that little black hole is like, we don't want things messed up. And then, like, this shit never ends, is my point. Like, we just have to keep going and not be afraid, I feel like, but also, like, accept and love and appreciate things that are very hard for us people these days, is we're so freaking scared. I'm scared. Like we all, not all of us, but many of us feel damaged and wounded, and it's hard to fucking relate to other people anymore. Like, there's so much diversity with people and their feelings and their perceptions, and like, is it even people? Like, me, I think I'm in a simulation. This isn't even people. I mean, it's for all I've been grown up and raised, we're all already AI of some sort, and some are more advanced than others. And I'm definitely, freaking curiously ignorant human being. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I know being afraid isn't super helpful. And you're never not going to be afraid. You're never going to understand everything if you're a human. You might be really in tune with your instincts, and that helps you make really, really quick, fast decisions, but that also is not perfect. So sometimes it's okay to grow and, change. I don't like changing. I like being myself, that's for sure. But we can change our society and figure out what about ourselves we do want to change and are willing to change, and how we can fit that change in with the growing, changing society, like, me found a little thing. Oh yeah. Oh, so cool. Just walk down this cliff. Okay. Ow! That was sticky. That was a sticky. This is Spruce Creek. Can I stick my foot in? Can I get back up now? Okay. We will have to make changes or die out. Neanderthals did the same thing. We don't know how it went down, but we do have evidence that Neanderthals and humans were breeding together and trying to live together. So, we can be like, oh, well, it was possible for at least a while for Neanderthals to live with Homo sapiens. Maybe it'll be possible for us, and maybe we can actually do better. Stick around. Who knows? Won't know if we throw it all in the trash, that's for sure. And that for sure won't help anyone. Okay. Gonna enjoy the rest of my walk with Cup, because we're at the 20-minute mark, and I definitely want to talk more about being kind to AI and technology, but that's a whole nother topic. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe below, all that cool fun stuff. Do you have any opinions on AI? Do you have any opinions on us advancing as a species and possibly leaving part of the physical reality behind? Do you think that's not going to happen? How do you think a future species will caretake life on this planet, or will it just throw it all away? I don't know. Comment below. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you.